Kugan Cash is here with Johnny Nelson from Sky Sports. How are you, Johnny?
I'm good, 15-inch.
Why have to ruin it straight away?
You know what we're talking about.
Right. Aside from what's going on in England, there's a couple of big fights going on abroad. Start with Bernard Hopkins unification fight against Shumenov. Two of the best light heavyweights in the world.
Would you say that?
You don't think so?
Kovalev,
two of them. I'm not saying the two. I'm saying two of them.
You can have one best. You can have the guys up
two
there.
Two of the best.
All right then. All right, I'll play with that.
They've got belts.
All right, I'll play
They've
with
got
that.
belts. Yeah,
listen, let me tell you something about Bernard Hopkins. I rate what he's doing. 49 years old. He's managing to hustle these young bucks coming through. Keep himself in good condition. Great example for anybody of a certain age. Great example to the young fighters coming through. Talk to talk, walk to walk. Keep himself in good condition. But you got to look how he fights. He actually fights for 45 seconds of a round, and he'll hustle, and he'll jab, and he'll walk, and he'll bamboozle for the next 2 minutes 15 seconds, and he'll split it up. And that's why he's able to control the pace of a lot of younger fighters. And they don't realise that because he's wise enough to outfox them. He's liable to beat Shumenov. He's liable to beat him because Shumenov. Well, how many fights does he have? 15 fights. He's had 15 fights, lost one. He's 30 years old. He's not experienced enough to deal with somebody like Bernard Hopkins. If he's rough enough, rugged enough, aggressive enough to ignore the hoopla around it, then he may break through. But if he gets hypnotised by what Hopkins does, he's got him.
So, who are you picking for this fight?
I'm picking Hopkins. I'm picking Hopkins. I think
is it a safe bet?
It's not a safe bet. Only because I just think Shumenov is not experienced enough to deal with someone of such wisdom. You've got to look at what he's done. He was a decent amateur. He's not done bad as a pro. You know, he's been in worldish level fights, but you got to think, you know, has he actually boxed somebody with any real skill? You know, he's boxed somebody with skill but not youth. I think Bernard would just be a bit too smart for him.
Probably a bit me going over the top there, saying two of the best, but they've got belts, so I was using it in that context. But Shumenov, but Hopkins, you'd have to say, was still up there.
Yeah, he's up there. That's what I'm saying. He's up there because of his achievements. And remember, if he wins this, he'll be the oldest fighter to have unified belts at 49 years old. Remember, he was going to retire at the age of 40. 9 years on, he's still boxing. He's 2 years older than I am. You know, this guy still keeps himself in condition, and he's still putting himself there in the mix. You look at the style. The style it's a hypnotising style. I think Dawson kind of had his number the first time. He just rushed him. He didn't care about anything, just put it on him. And that's what you've got to do with Bernard Hopkins, because if you don't, he will control, maul and control.
Okay. Another fight happening, which has relevance to one of our fighters, Kell Brook, Paulie Malingnagggi and Sean Porter.
Yeah.
This was the fighter that Paul wanted to take as an exemption. With Kell being as mandatory to Sean Porter. Sean Porter, is he going to be too strong for Malingnagggi?
I'd expect him to be. I think Paulie would have to hustle, steal the rounds, box and trot, just in and out. You know, he can't stand there trying to avatar it with Porter, because Porter is too strong, too aggressive, too rugged for him. If Porter boxes to the best of his ability, he beats Paulie. I think the easiest fight for Kell Brook, the easiest winner for Kell Brook, is actually Paulie. Because Paulie is kind of made for him. Porter is rugged, he's in your face, he's not hard to find, but that's harder work for Brook if he wins. But I'd probably lean towards Porter getting this win.
But as fans of British boxing, or Kell Brook fans, would want Paulie Malingnagggi with the likely chance of Paulie possibly coming over here to have that fight. Great
talker, he hypes the fight well. Everything about him actually works, media-wise, fan-wise, it all works. So from a fan's point of view, Paulie's probably the one that they would probably be more used to and know, and they can kind of relate to. With Porter's, as far as the average fan is concerned, he's the new kid on the block, as far as the average fight is concerned.
All right, Johnny, thanks for your thoughts on these two fights, and we'll catch up with you really soon.
you're like a news reader, a bit serious today. What's going on?
We haven't.
Do I owe you
Hold
some
on,
money?
we've got to do another interview. Yeah?
All right.
All right.
I'll see you later, man.
Thanks a lot.